Today I want to talk with you about a title for God, a name for God that is one of the more stunning names in Scripture. Jesus reveals something about the Father that is extremely endearing, and Paul picks up on it in the book of Romans. And I want to read a section from Romans 8 for you, where it talks about this way of being with God, which all of the names of God tell us dimensions of his character, dimensions of how to be with him. So Paul in Romans 8 says this: "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God." Familial, family, are children of God. The Spirit you receive does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Meaning that's how we used to live before we knew God, before we knew Christ, before we knew the Father. Here we go. So that you may live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship. Adoption into the family. Adoption. And by him we cry. And here the Aramaic term, the Bible uses sometimes Aramaic words and then most commonly Greek words. But he says, Paul writes, the ministry of the Spirit in us. He creates this family relationship, this endearing quality between God and us. And it's a work of the Spirit. It says, by means of the work of the Spirit that's at work in us, we cry now. We cry. That word's important too. In the midst of our difficulty and pain and even joy, that word could be used in a context of joy. We cry out, Abba, Father. Abba in the Aramaic, pater in the Greek. In fact, it is such the case that the great scholar Joachim Jeremias, he sees this as one of the unique revelations of Jesus Christ, that we get to be in the family of God in a specific sense, and that we can refer to the creator of the universe as Abba. Now, our nearest English equivalent of that word is daddy, dad. It's a hugely intimate term in an Aramaic culture, in the ancient Persian world, in a Chaldean world. To call your dad Abba, that's the word for it. And so you can see right away, like in terms of our relationship with God and how we see him and experience him, like we can call him daddy in our prayer. And any reaction he might have to our sin and brokenness, while there may be a righteous anger there, it's always contextualized by this family, by this Abba-child relationship. And he's perfect, so he's the perfect daddy. You think about the implications of this toward your prayer life and your worship experiences, and how you enter into worship on your campuses on the weekend, and how you listen to worship when you're working out or worshiping via an instrument that you might play. It's a term of endearment. Yes, he is awesome. Yes, he is Elohim. He is Jehovah Jireh. He is Jehovah Rapha. But he is also Abba. He is Daddy. And so I'd like to challenge you to refer to him with that word occasionally. Like when you're praying, call him Dad once in a while. I think he would love it.